We have an incredibly difficult schedule. I've seen our conference schedule that you'll see on Wednesday, and I'm very impressed with our schedule and think it's going to be a schedule where if we do well, it's going to reward us at the end of the season. When you look at our non-conference schedule, Cincinnati, for example, I don't know where they're ranked. They're in the top 20 somewhere. We play them on their home floor. Dayton has been a perennial NCAA team. We've got them coming in here. Some of the other games that you may not think are going to be difficult are going to be difficult for us. So it's going to be a challenging schedule. I was glad to get the game coming out of finals where, we're not playing a D1 team at that time. I think that was real smart because we've been fried the last two seasons coming out of finals and dropped a game. It's always a difficult time, so I like that. I know South Carolina had done that the last couple of years, and I thought it made sense.
Last couple stops, you've been real successful in year 3. What is it about year 3, and do you anticipate similar success this season?
Yeah, I sure hope so. Year 3, and all 3 of my stops has been a real good year for us. And, typically when you take over a program, you're not taking over a program that's having a lot of success currently. We wouldn't be making a change. So that first year is always a transition year, a tough year. You're bringing in your own recruits. The second year is typically you're super young. We were the youngest team in the country last year out of 352 teams. Third year, by then, now you have guys that have been in the program for 1 or 2 years and you're building. And so I'm hoping that we'll have a similar result and then a positive year for us this year.
Where does Q and EJ in their recap process?
Q is already cleared to play. Q is out there playing with the guys. He's doing a good job. His body looks great. He's 205 pounds. EJ is probably another 3 weeks to a month away from being cleared with contact. He'll go tomorrow for our first drills that we will have done this school year. He's improving, it's getting better. He actually has an issue with his hamstring, and he was doing some conditioning stuff and tweaked his hamstring at the end of our second session of summer school. So that's actually more problematic for him right now than his shoulder. Just being conservative with it.
Your early impressions of Nick Weatherspoon and Zale since they've been here?
Well, I'm excited about both. Nick, very athletic, very tough, hard-nosed, competitive, really wants to, he's playing to win, he's tough. I'm excited about him. He's, multi-dimensional, does a lot of things well, can shoot it, can finish, good passer. What I love about him, though, he's really competitive and he brings toughness. Both he and Abdul bring us some real toughness that I think is going to really be a shot in the arm for us.
Where do you see Keyshawn playing? What position?
Keyshawn's a 4. He's a one-position guy. That's the only position he can play right now. And he's just, a guy that has struggled at times to guard smaller, quicker players in a switching situation or in closeout drills. He's got to get better at that. He's struggled to match up against Schneider and Abdul in the post. But yet I think he's going to be a good player. He's just learning the game. He's got a great body, at 6'8", 235 pounds. He has a nice shooting touch. I think he's going to be a really good shooter in time with this continued repetition and trying to get his release point up a little higher. He's kind of always shot it from down here, down by his chin. We're trying to get him up here to where it's a high release point for him. And that was something we worked on all summer long. But I think defensively is going to be a big deal. For him to be able to come in and help us in games, he has to be able to go into the games and not hurt us defensively, but hold his own.
Will Nick face any additional suspension or anything like that from the arrest from about a week or so ago?
In reference to that, I've met with Nick and his family. We're handling it internally, and I have no further comment at this time.
Going back to the non-conference schedule, all but 2 of those games are here. Is there any concern about road opportunities when it comes to a tournament resume there?
Yeah, I'm just worried about winning each and every game, one game at a time. like playing at home. I like to play all our games at home. I'm disappointed about those 2 road games.
Everything I've heard from like national reporters about Lamar Pierce has been pretty good as far as what he's done over the summer. What have you seen from that, and what do you expect out of him this year from that?
Well, he had a real good camp apparently down in Houston, the Adidas Nations camp, where they invited 30 to 32, I think it was, of the top college players in the country from all over to compete against each other on a daily basis. His team ended up winning it, and he played well, and I got a lot of positive feedback from that for him, and I think it really helped his confidence in talking with him. So that's exciting. He, has improved this summer. I thought he had a very good summer in both sessions for us. I thought he has become a better decision maker, a really effective on-ball defender with great intensity on the ball. So I'm excited about that. It's just a maturing process that is happening, and you, like I said, I think the biggest jump you see in players are between their freshman and sophomore year, and that's where you've come back, you've learned from the ups and downs of that freshman year, and you take that, and I thought he has shown that he did a good job of that this summer.
Eli obviously had originally thought about transferring, but then decided to come back. Kind of take us through that process of having him still in the program.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you asked any one of our players, and I encourage you to do that, who spent the most time in the gym this entire summer, it's a unanimous, not even close answer. It's Eli Wright. He spent more time working on his game, thousands, tens of thousands of shots. So he's got a tremendous work ethic. He had a good summer. I just seen him this morning in the weight room with our strength coach, Coach Crane. His body just looks great. He came in, he was there this morning at 7 o'clock. He got up hundreds of shots before he went and lifted for an hour. The guy's got an incredible work ethic, and I'm really excited about Eli and what he's shown this summer.
Was that something that you talked to him about as far as increasing that sort of maybe self, just wanting to practice harder or do more?
You know what? He did that last year, but the consistency of this summer has been incredible. He was coming in at 4:30 in the morning at some points. It's like to have to try to back him down a little bit is a good problem to have. It doesn't happen often that you have that with anybody. There's a number of times he's here at 5:30 in the morning, and one time it was 4:30 in the morning this summer. So that's exciting. And my whole philosophy is when you've worked harder than your opponent, when you're competing for playing time, when you know the amount of time and how hard you've worked, it gives you great confidence. And he's developing a lot of confidence through his hard work right now.
What progress have you seen from Schneider and Tyson Carter?
I think Tyson, starting with Tyson's body's improved. He hasn't put on a lot of weight, but he's much stronger. If you look at his body, his definition, he's getting cut. I thought he worked really hard this summer. He's a better defensive player than he was by far a year ago at this time. He understands that's going to be a key to him earning more and more playing time. It's based on how he can defend his position when he's in the game. But his help side defense, he's so smart. He's a very good heady player, and so he's able to get weak side and make the kind of plays from understanding the game and having a real good feel for the game that can be a difference maker for us at that end of the floor. Let me finish because you asked about two. I thought Schneider has improved. In particular, where Schneider's improved is his face-up jump shot. He didn't even have that last year. He spent time in the month between when we finished in May and when we came back working on a jump shot. And he actually has a pretty good-looking jump shot. So I'm excited about that for him. I think that's improved. And you can see he's just got a year of experience under his belt. So he's, stronger. It's going to be, fun because I think he's going to show some improvement for sure from where he was a year ago to where he is now. A year ago he's just trying to lose weight. I think his body is much better, and yeah, I'm looking forward for his sophomore campaign to begin.
You mentioned at the end of last year, after this season, losing IJ being that vocal leader. Talking to the players a couple of weeks ago, it seemed almost every one of them mentioned that Stapleton's been that guy that's kind of stepped up and been that vocal leader for him. There's been other guys also that you need to be those.
You know what? I think that Lamar is obviously very vocal, and from the point position, we want Nick to step up and be that guy, and part of that's just experience. We need Q to lead through example, but he's also done a better job of being a little more vocal with his teammates. Everybody on our team respects Q because of his work ethic, because of his commitment, because of his dedication to his team and his teammates. And the guy that I like in terms of being, Eric Holman's been vocal. I think Eric's shown some leadership qualities and really wants to be that guy. And then I think Abdul. And everybody in our team, like you, respects Abdul because he is always doing the right things on and off the floor. Just talked to him today. He's taking, chemistry, macroeconomics, statistics. It's like, oh man, this guy, he's something. And is really committed, to doing his very best in everything that he does.
With having Schneider and Abdul on the floor this year, is that going to allow Eric to move and play more of the four this year?
Yeah, I don't see Eric playing any five. In fact, I see that there will be a potential at times that we may even go with the double low. And I mean, because Abdul has the ability to defend four men probably as well as Eric does.